Yo, what's good, Ninja? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be taking a look at some of the hidden gems of the most recent Nintendo Direct. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because Nintendo of America put out a infograph, or just more like a picture of all the different games that were announced during the Nintendo Direct that went down last week. And it's crazy to think that someone wouldn't even think that this Direct was like one of the greatest of all time, or even was a good Direct in the first place. There was so many cool games announced, but I wanted to go over some of the smaller titles that were overshadowed by the bigger stuff like The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, the remake, Super Mario Maker 2, Astral Chain. There are some other really cool games that I wanted to talk about, give you guys some more information, and just go over what you can expect from some of these games, and all of them are dropping this year. So let's go ahead and start off with Tokyo RPG Factory, and a game that I've been very excited about, I've talked about multiple times, and that is Oninaki on the Nintendo Switch. It's also coming to the PlayStation 4 and the PC, but this game is actually looking really cool, and I wanted to go over some of the official information so it can kind of get you guys in the vibe of what this game is about. So reincarnation is the foundation of our way of life. We celebrate the lives we've been given and offer up prayers for the next. It is grief of death which shackles the living and causes the dead to stray. Indeed, there is no greater affront to reincarnation. So do we turn our grief to joy as we send off the dead? But the souls of those who held back their tears in life still need salvation in death, a duty that falls to the Watchers. Their task is to guide the wandering souls, known as the Lost, and serve as keepers of the living world and the beyond. The Watchers sever the bonds that tie the lost to the world and send them on to the next. They navigate the emotions of the living and the dead. They prize life above all else. This is the story of one Watcher. Just by reading that description gives me chills. Oninaki seems like the type of classic game with Tokyo RPG Factory. Remember, this is the team behind I Am Setsuna and Lost Sphere. They never quite hit their groove as a new company, in my opinion. They never quite reached those levels, but I think Oninaki has that distinct feel of an old school story, of an old school RPG in the PlayStation 1 or the Super Nintendo era, somewhere between there, but then it has that modern take when it comes to some of the combat options and what you can do. I'm extremely excited to check out Oninaki when it launches this summer, and I think that this is going to be Tokyo RPG Factory's first real hit. I Am Setsuna actually sold well because people were having high expectations, but it kind of fizzled out once people started playing the game more. Lost Sphere never got off the ground because people were burned out on I Am Setsuna, or burned on I Am Setsuna, and I don't think the game was that great. Some people were saying that it isn't even as good as I Am Setsuna, so I think Oninaki is going to be the third time is a charm. So that is my first hidden gem, and the next one that we're going to talk about isn't necessarily a hidden gem, but it's one of those games that people just kind of are overshadowing because of the look of the game, and that is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. This game is launching this summer, and it had a hot trailer at the Nintendo Direct. It was one of the first games, or if not the first game shown, and I am very excited for this game because it has been confirmed to have local 4-player co-op. It also has online co-op as well, and that's what makes the Marvel Ultimate Alliance franchise so great. It's drop in, drop out. It's not reliant on multiplayer like Anthem is. Some of the reviews are starting to come out where you have to go into multiplayer, but if you want to play multiplayer, which should be the option for these style of games, or any game where you team up with other people, it should just be an option unless it's like a team deathmatch or something like that. This is what I like about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. It is a great game in single player. You can play it, have fun. It's a great game with drop in, drop out, or you can play online, and I wanted to go over some of the new information that they gave us, just because once again, this game is really cool. So the Marvel Ultimate Alliance series returns for the first time in 10 years with a new action RPG exclusively on the Nintendo Switch system. Assemble your ultimate team of Marvel superheroes from a huge cast, including the Avengers, the Guardians of the Galaxy, the X-Men, and more. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, where you at? Team up with friends to prevent galactic devastation at the hands of the mad cosmic tyrant Thanos and his ruthless war masters, the Black Order. There's a brand new storyline. Heroes and villains unite in a race across the Marvel Universe to find the Infinity Stones before Thanos and the Black Order use them to unleash cosmic chaos. From the Avengers Tower to the X-Men Mansion and beyond, every stop of this dangerous quest to thwart Thanos results in unexpected collisions of fan-favorite characters and iconic locations. So it's really cool. You have even an action over-the-shoulder mode, which I didn't know, the heroic camera, so you can kind of play it like a normal action game, which is very interesting. And it's a series first, and they're calling it a more immersive way to play the single player. I don't know if that's going to be the ideal way to play it. Or you can play multiplayer with the traditional camera, play online, offline like we talked about there. You can have single Joy-Con play to a friend. You can pair them and play, so that's actually really cool. I love that as well. You have super attacks and all sorts of stuff. Now let's go over some of the key features, guys. You have the Marvel Dream Teams. Assemble your dream team of superheroes from the Marvel Universe, each with their own unique superpowers. You have brand new heroes as well, Scarlet Witch. You also have the Guardians of the Galaxy, Falcon. This is the first time for all of that in this one. Brand new original story. Talked about the local and online multiplayer, heroic camera, and multiple different ways to play. You have the Joy-Cons, Nintendo Switch Pro controller. So awesome stuff there. Really excited about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. And seriously, guys, this should be on your radar. This should definitely be on your radar because you can play the game single player. You can play it local with friends right there with you. And you can play it online. That's how the games, when it comes to multiplayer, is supposed to be, giving you all those different options. And it's just a ton of fun to just beat people up. I love the first one. The second one was kind of trash, but the first one was really good. And even before that, X-Men Legends, Apocalypse, all that stuff like that was really good. So make sure you guys do not sleep on Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. But let's talk about another game that you shouldn't sleep on, and you really shouldn't be sleeping on this one because it's been around for quite some time, and that is Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. This game is launching once again this summer on the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and also PC. And this game is really cool because it's one of the only two games that I've ever backed on Kickstarter. Temtem was the other game, but this was the first game that I've ever backed on Kickstarter with the full $60 one. At first I got the Xbox One version, and then once they announced the Nintendo Switch version, I was like, yeah, you know I'm switching it over there. This is portable New Age Symphony of the Night. If you are a Castlevania fan, if you are a Metroidvania fan, this is probably going to be one of the best Metroidvania or Castlevania clones out there that you've played. I've played both of the demos, so I went along for this whole ride, right? Since 2014, this game has been developed. It's went through ups and downs, but I'll tell you, for everything that this game has went through, it's actually playing pretty well. Now, if you want to see some gameplay, you can check out 2 different demos on my channel about this game. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night has some hardcore great things about it when it comes to the weapons and the combat. I love the customization, and the brand new trailer that they showed off at the Nintendo Direct even looked better than what I saw for the backer demo that I recently got, or not recently, I think it was last year, but still looked really, really good. And Nintendo wanted to make sure to let you guys know about this game, that it's coming to Nintendo Switch, because we still don't have Castlevania, right? It's been a while since the last new 2D Castlevania game, and Konami really isn't doing anything. We've heard some whispers and some rumors that there's going to be a Castlevania game, but there still isn't anything yet. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night will come out before an official Castlevania game. All we've got are those releases that were on the PS4, which was just Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night redone. But we've already played those games over and over and over. I've played Symphony of the Night so many times. It's cool, but I've played it so many times. We need a new Castlevania style of game, and this is it to me. This kind of harkens back to the Symphony of the Night, but a sequel to that, and Koji Igarashi is doing some great things. 3D detail on a 2D side-scrolling environment that changes and evolves as you play, which we did see that, where we saw like 2.5D elements, which have not been revealed in like any actual gameplay demos that I've seen, at least. That was the first time that I saw some of those 2.5D elements. That is a major addition to the game. It's always better when you have a 2D game with 2.5D elements, like where you're kind of going in or out when it comes to the screen. I absolutely love that, and it looks beautiful rendered in that 60 frames per second right there. It looked so good. So there's lots of different ways to play, with several online and offline modes like Boss Rush, Speed Rush, Classic, Nightmare, and Roguelike mode. Bloodstained has has unparalleled replay value found nowhere else in the genre. And I want to talk about this because a lot of developers feel that they want to make like these rogue games that they have to make it rogue or nothing. No, you don't have to make it rogue or nothing. Make a normal game to where you can go through and progress and you have your lives and all that, and then make a rogue a separate thing. Rogue-like games should be a mode. It should not be the basis of the game. And I'm so happy that they said that here. Lots of ways to play, because Castlevania games or Metroidvania or whatever can be rogue games as well with the collecting and loot, but you don't have to make it just that. Make it in mode. Make it a mode that's optional. So I love that it's a mode and it's not the basis of the game. So great stuff here. You have an orchestral music by industry legends, so this is very cool. You guys know the music is important to many people, so that's great. Iga's biggest castle. Bloodstained's game world is the biggest of Koji Igarashi's entire career, with a map size almost 2 times as big as Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and you can also choose from multiple different characters as well. So really excited about this game. You guys should definitely check it out. Bloodstained Ritual Night coming out this summer. And for the last game, guys, we have Dragon Quest Builders 2, which is interesting because we found out how the distribution of this game is going to work across the PlayStation 4 and also the Nintendo Switch. So here in the West, Nintendo is going to publish the Switch version of the game, and Square Enix is going to publish the PS4 version of the game. So let's talk a little bit more about Dragon Quest Builders 2 and why you should be excited about this game. So as the follow-up to the critically acclaimed 2016 game Dragon Quest Builders, Dragon Quest Builders 2 packs in even more content and unlimited building combinations and an all-new original story with new characters, world, and gameplay to satisfy longtime fans and newcomers alike. So if you like the concept of Minecraft but you don't like the look of it, this is what is for you. This game with the story, with what you can do with that, with the better looking visuals, I think that this would be the game that you should definitely check out if you want to get into like a Minecraft experience but don't want to deal with how silly Minecraft kind of looks at times and just what's going on with that type of community and world, right? So Dragon Quest Builders 2 introduces online multiplayer for the first time, allowing up to 4 friends to play together and create something truly magnificent. It also features a plethora of new gameplay enhancements, including the ability for players to construct bigger structures with more variety and options than before, travel faster by soaring, swimming, and dashing through the expansive world, which is my favorite thing that they've added into the game, inspire villagers to help out alongside them, create their own farms, and raise a multitude of crops, divert flowing water to create your own rivers, waterfalls, and swimming holes. There's also a first-person mode and more, but I don't care about the first-person mode. But yeah, for those who want it, it's there. Dragon Quest Builders 2, even if you're not into that style of game, we heard about Rune Factory, right? That could be a hidden gem in its own right. And then now we have this game, Dragon Quest Builders 2. Nintendo thinks highly enough of it to publish it here in the West. I'm thinking it's so we get a physical edition no matter what, because Square Enix might be cheap when it comes to those things. I'm not really sure, but either way, I checked out Dragon Quest Builders 1 on the Nintendo Switch, and I also had the PS4 version of the game. It's very good. It's a very good game, and all of these additions make it like a super sequel. This almost seems like Dragon Quest Builders 3 with the amount of additions that they've added in. They've added not only like way more than what the original had, it's like they've tripled what the original had with the multiplayer, with the soaring, with all the different stuff that you can do in this game. It is a lot better than the original, and you also have to remember that this game is already out in Japan, so people have imported it and played it and said, yeah, this blows the first game out of the water. They really went all in on this one. So make sure you guys check out Dragon Quest Builders if it's your style of game, see more gameplay on it, and kind of read up and see if it's something that you'd like to get. So what do you guys think about all the different titles that I discussed here? Were there any hidden gems that you felt that were in the direct that I missed or that you want to list out? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the internet and to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming pages. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace!